Good evening, everyone. A winter weather advisory is in effect for most of us this evening. The only exception to that is going to be Jasper and Crawford counties. They are exempt from this winter weather advisory. The rest of us going to be under it until midnight tonight. That's when we're going to see the wintry weather come to an end, but we'll still have some rain to deal with after that. Satellite radar over the last few hours shows the precipitation continuing to lift towards central Illinois. It's been mostly sleet so far here in Charleston, but you'll notice there's still a lot of precipitation to get through. Right now it's freezing rain over the St. Louis area. We can see some sleet, freezing rain and snow, all possible still yet this evening. So as we zoom in for a closer look, until most of that precipitation locally started to change over to some freezing drizzle and some sleet possible too. So zooming in for that closer look, anywhere from Decatur into the Monticello area down through Moultrie County, seeing some of that mix indicated on radar. So some freezing rain and sleet going to be possible, and that could impact your evening commute. So if you have to travel this evening, please allow yourself some extra time and use caution, because those roads could get slick this evening as this precipitation continues to fall. Seeing that mix all the way through our southeastern counties as well, in the Robinson area, Newton into Casey and Marshall, even into Paris, starting to see that precipitation pick up. And like I mentioned, still a lot of precipitation to get to yet this evening. So here's the latest with Futurecast. We'll time this out for you. Again, we're seeing that transition now across our southwestern counties. That's going to continue through the evening hours, seeing some freezing rain for the next few hours. So this evening's commute is going to be the most impacted as we go through the weekend. As the warm front continues to lift through the area, we're actually going to see our temperatures increase tonight, and as a result, we'll all change over to rain as we head into the midnight hour. But as for the snow potential this evening, we're expecting most of the snow to stay up to the north, 1 to 2 inches across our northern counties. For the rest of us, trace amounts of snow up to an inch maybe across for the rest of our viewing area, as we're expecting most of this to fall as either rain or that freezing rain. So looking at the ice potential, we could see up to 1/1500ths of an inch of ice across our northwestern communities, lesser amounts off to the south, but still, it doesn't take much ice to cause issues out there on the roadways. So do be careful if you have to travel this evening. If you can wait and you're waiting to go somewhere over the long weekend, you might want to consider waiting until tomorrow morning, because as temperatures continue to rise, like I mentioned, we'll see all this precipitation change over to rain. So here we are into the early morning hours. We could see some moderate to heavy rain too working across the viewing area. That continues through the 6, 7 o'clock hour tomorrow, especially across our southeastern counties. And it's not until we get through the morning tomorrow that we start to shake these chances for those rain showers. Here we are at 9 o'clock, still seeing that precipitation across most of the viewing area. But by noon, we're starting to see that come to an end, pushing off to the east. But as that cold front starts to work through tomorrow afternoon, we could see some flurries or some freezing drizzle on the back side of that. But the precipitation finally all comes to an end by the time we get to Saturday evening. But that is only after we get about another inch to inch and a half of rain across the area. So that's definitely not going to be a welcome sight after we had almost 6 inches of rain in some parts of the viewing area last weekend. As a result, we have very saturated soils, and lots of creeks and streams are still elevated. So all of our Illinois counties are under a flood watch that takes effect at the top of the hour and will continue until noon on Saturday. Now we have all this winter weather to get through, but winds are also going to be a problem for us as we go into the overnight hours. They'll start and be from the southeast, but as we get into the morning tomorrow, we'll see those wind gusts from the south. That's going to allow our temperatures to climb up, but wind gusts around 30 to 40 miles an hour through the daytime tomorrow, and that's going to be ushering in much colder air tomorrow afternoon as the cold front slides across the region. So the 4x4 forecast shows what it's going to feel like as you head out the door Sunday morning. We're going to have wind chills below zero across the viewing area, potentially as low as -10 in some parts of the viewing area Sunday morning. And those winds are definitely not going to help our temperatures, which will be falling down into the single digits as we get into Saturday night. But for tonight, we're not going to be seeing colder temperatures. Like I mentioned, we're going to see those temperatures actually rising for us tonight. 31 degrees, that mix going to be changing over to all rain after the midnight hour. And we'll see those temperatures continue to rise. But again, very windy tonight and into the daytime tomorrow. We warm up to 45, but that high is going to be in the morning. Then temperatures steadily fall through the afternoon. We're down to 25 degrees by 6 p.m. Temperatures only continue to fall from there. We're down to 9 degrees tomorrow night. 17 is the best we can do for a daytime high on Sunday. And then we're back down to 5 degrees Sunday night. And we remain cold for Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday. But I guess if there's any good news to this forecast, the sunshine returns.
Everett, I wondered something listening to your forecast. What's the difference between sleet and hail?
Well, hail is more with thunderstorms with bigger chunks of ice, and sleet falls more like snow, but then when it hits the ground, it freezes and causes ice.
Thanks, Everett.